Hi there, I am Kim Holland and I'm coming to you from the southern part of Ecuador. We are in the dry season now and also with flashes of the windy season. So maybe during this video you will hear some strong gushes of winds, and perhaps the purpose is to shake things up a little bit. In this video, I'd like to talk about your biggest adversary in life. Yes, you heard it correctly. Your biggest opponent in life. Our biggest opponent in life. In my work as a leadership trainer and mentor, I love to guide organizations and mentor my clients to purpose in life, to more direction and a fulfilled life. And in my work, basically, I combine two passions. One passion is I love to talk and teach about personal growth. And my other passions is movies. So what I usually do is that I use the metaphors, the powerful messages in movie clips to illuminate a lesson, to illustrate a leadership trait, or to show my clients that the movie clip is a reflection of their own life. So some years ago I watched the movie Creed. You may heard of it. It's that movie with Sylvester Stallone as Rocky Balboa and a young student, Adonis Creed. So basically it's another installment of the Rocky saga. So in Creed, I believe it was shot in 2015, Rocky is an old man. And basically he's the mentor for this young guy, a young boxer who likes to learn from him. And one scene in that movie stood out for me. So you see that whole dance between them. Rocky gets the request, he denies, gets the request again, please teach me. Please learn me some skills. He denies again, and eventually Rocky takes Creed in as a student. Besides the physical training, he teaches Creed one important lesson. They stand in front of a mirror like this, and you know, Creed is boxing against his reflection. And then Rocky says something profound. He says to him, look closely at your mirror reflection. He is your biggest opponent, not only in the ring, but in everyday life as well. So now back to this topic of your biggest opponent in life. Does this ring a bell? When we go through life, when we meet challenges, usually with other people, with friends, with your family, or with colleagues, or with strangers, when the challenges are big, we can get be swept away by it. We get maybe annoyed or irritated, and then this ego comes up in ourselves that says, I want to be right. I'm going to show him or her who is right. Does it make sense? So you want, when you are engaging in a fierce discussion and you notice that you get emotional, that you get all in that heated discussion, you may lose yourself. and eventually you may point to the other person and say, you did that to me. You did that to me, now I'm feeling sad, or what you just said made me feel anxious. You get this, right? So I want to say there's nothing wrong by saying that, really, because it's a way to acknowledge the emotions that are arising when something happens, when there's a big challenge on your path with someone. But here comes the silver lining, here comes the wisdom. How you look at that specific situation, how you respond to what happened, is in your hand. So not the situation, or not the argument, or not that encounter was the cause of you feeling anxious, or depressed, or annoyed, or mad. It is your thought about what happens that is causing the distress. And once you realize that, once you can take a step back, not in the moment, or perhaps you can, but it's very challenging, but maybe a moment afterwards, and you can reflect back on that situation, you may notice that it wasn't the other person that did the thing. Something was triggered inside of you. And how you deal with that trigger, how you deal with the emotions, or maybe judgments about a certain person, it is in your hand. So back to Creed, what I described about the young boxer standing in front of the mirror and boxing with his mirror image. The biggest adversary is you. The biggest opponent are we. Because how we look at certain situations, how we sometimes get swept away by things that are said, or by certain persons, or by negativity or drama, whatever, we lose our power. And if we are aware of that, if we can take a step back and we can grow this consciousness, grow this muscle inside of us, and instead of maybe in such a situation reacting to another person, maybe the act is not to react, to be silent, and to know that whatever words are being spoken out, or whatever energy is being transmitted at that moment, I am not affected by it, or I'm less affected by it. So in that way, we can transform a potential explosive situation, if you will, into a harmony. You keep your inner peace. Not you keep your inner peace, but also maybe you bring about inner peace in the other person. And it all has to do with being aware of yourself, being aware of you, staying centered in this moment, and observing the situation that you are in. And then on a deeper level, you may experience that greatest opponent is yourself, and that this entity can be transformed into your biggest ally or your biggest friend. So I hope this video is making sense to you. So again, checking with yourself when you are enduring difficult times with someone, how you can regain control again by being open, by being conscious, by being centered, and how you can shift negativity into positivity. And in that way, you can see through the biggest opponent in your life, which is you. And you can create more inner peace, inner calm, and you can stay with your joy. Thank you so much for watching, and have a marvelous day. Talk to you soon.